Okay, it's 7 o'clock on Tuesday, March 8th. I want to call the City of Twinsburg Caucus meeting to order. Shannon, call the roll.
Mr. Scafidi?
Here.
Mr. Fury?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Present.
Mr. Post?
Here.
Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mr. Bellin?
Here.
Mrs. Labby?
Here.
Okay, no presentations this evening. Items for discussion? Nothing. Audience participation?
There is none.
Okay. We'll go to pending legislation. We have Ordinance 11, 2022. This ordinance is to amend Chapter 1173 of the Codified Ordinances regarding signs. Tonight it's on its third and final reading this evening. Anybody have any questions? We've gone through this a few times.
Basically just adding the chart, right? That
Yeah.
chart to the...
There was,
the-
I think, a couple housekeeping things
Yeah.
added then as
Yeah.
well.
Just make it a little easier to use.
Okay. All right, Ordinance 13, 2022. This ordinance is to adopt and approve the stormwater management program for Twinsburg. Amy talked about that with us, the engineering department. She did make some updates to the plan, and those have been forwarded out to council. I believe we all got those. And updated on the legislation on the city's website. This is on its third and final reading tonight, and we will be asked to pass this as an emergency. Any questions? Okay, Ordinance 15, 2022. This ordinance is the permanent appropriations that we've discussed the last 2 weeks, I believe. And then we will be passing this in finality at the next meeting, right? As an emergency as well.
Still says 1521. Still says 1521 on the thing. I don't know if that matters.
I didn't update that, but it's updated for signature and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
On this, it says 22.
Okay.
He's new.
So, anybody have any questions on that? All right. Resolution 19-2022. This resolution was requested in support of grant funding for the purchase of land located in both the city and the township on Haddon Road. West Creek Conservancy is working with the township and property owners to procure grant funding for the preservation of this property through the Clean Ohio Green Space Conservation Program. Anybody have any questions on that?
What's the city property up Haddon Road? Is that the CIC lot?
It's not, no, it's not CIC lot. So the Gyron property has a small piece that's the city. So this is the conservancy group that's looking to purchase all of that land to prevent any kind of industrial development there.
Thank you.
Then we have ordinance 2022. This ordinance is to award the bid, praise the Lord, to Parent Asphalt for the 2022 Ravenna Road resurfacing from Glenwood to East Idlewood. Total the amount of the project is $468,761.05. Anybody have any questions? Okay, we have resolution 2022. This is a resolution authorizing conditional use permit for RUD equipment for outdoor storage in an I-2 zoning district. This was unanimously approved by the Planning Commission at their 2/28 meeting. Scott, anything to add?
No, you stated they did unanimously
Okay.
approve.
Any questions on that? All right, Resolution 22, 2022. This is a resolution to appoint 2 members to the Planning Commission. The members being appointed are Craig Shipley and Michael Walker. Questions there? All right. Next is 23, 2022. This is to appoint 3 members to the Board of Zoning Appeals. The members being appointed are Tom Brown, Chris Griffith, and Mike Jameson. Any questions? Okay, Resolution 24, 2022. So resolution to appoint 1 member to the Civil Service Commission. The new member being appointed is Danielle Connor. Questions there? We all interviewed these people. I think there was a... Okay. Resolution 25, 2022. This is a resolution creating the 2022 Twinsburg Districting Commission and appointing 3 members. The members are Sue Clark from Ward 1, and I'm not going to read the rest because we have to discuss this. We had Anthony Stanzi for Ward 2, and we had Laura Lyons for Ward 5. Unfortunately, both of those people live in Ward 1. So we can't appoint them. Sue will be the she will be the member, the representative of Ward 1 on the districting commission. So we have to re-advertise that. So we're going to have to amend this to remove those two names. And actually, in looking at this, and I was talking to Shannon today, these boards, well, not this one in particular, they have to be qualified electors of the city. And
Which means you have to be a registered voter.
correct. And that's something I think we kind of got away from. I think we need to look at that as we're interviewing from now on. We got to look at, that's got to be one of the qualifications that we have to look at and be sure that we're looking at qualified electors of the city before we make these appointments, because one of those folks is not a qualified elector. So, yeah, we have to look at that. So we'll need to do that.
Is that
But
listed on the application as well?
Pardon me?
Is that listed on the application?
Is it, Shannon?
It is not currently.
It's going to have to be.
It's not pertinent to every board or commission. Some require you to just be a resident, some require you to be a elector, some inhabitant. The wording's different for each board or commission, so.
So we'll amend that to remove those two names, and then we'll have to, we can appoint Mrs. Clark tonight, and then we'll have to go back to the drawing board. She's going to re-advertise.
Correct.
Okay? So Sue, it's all you until we get other people.
Yes, she's got
That's
it.
your job. You're the chairman, you're the co-chairman, you're the everything.
Call for a second.
It's easy to have a quorum.
No, they're all Ward 1, you can't. All right, next we have Resolution 26, 2022. This is a resolution to appoint 4 members to the Environmental Commission. The members are Chuck Bonacci, Lynn Tanzing, Shantanu Pai, and Sandra Baines. And any questions there? All right, Resolution 27, 2022. This is to appoint 6 members to the Glen Eagle Advisory Board. Members being appointed are Kathy Troll-Waldron, Angelia Webster, Brian Steele, John Gadinsky, Scott LeVay, and Andre Miller. Any questions there? Okay, 2022. This is to appoint 7 members to the Jedi Committee. And those members will be Emmanuel Agbovi, Crystal Davis, Akil Hamid, Lavelle Payne, Andrea Stone. What is it?
Stone, Andrea Stone. Andrea Stone.
You're missing a T. Yeah, I got Stone on my paper. Jeffrey Tyus and Jessica Samarik. Any questions there? Okay. And finally, we have Resolution 29, 2022, and this is a resolution to appoint 1 member to the Parks and Recreation Commission, and that member is Niall McKenna. And then we will be re-advertising for the Ward 4, Ward 5, and the team rep for that committee as well. And that's it for legislation. Does anybody on council have anything to discuss? Any discussion on anything? Mr. Peary.
Last meeting, I asked about changing 147, or Mr. Scafidi brought up 147 in regards to whose children would be eligible to work. And when we researched it, it was changed in 2018.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Is there, what is the city doing in conjunction with the railroad regarding the Glenwood crossing by the bridge that's got the large hole right next to the track?
So we're not permitted to do any work within like 15 feet. Both service department, and I believe engineering, have reached out to the railroad. I know we've been told that that's going to be coming up this spring and summer to redo that section. We've shared the urgency of having some temporary repairs, but again, I'm not optimistic that things are going to happen. I know I go over it all the time, and I have to slow down like a speed bump, and but we're aware of it. Engineering's aware of it, service is aware of it, and we're pushing them as hard as we can.
Thank you. That's all I have this evening.
And then speaking of the railroad, I do have one thing. I had a resident reach out to me about the creek along there as you pass Glenwood and you go around the turn towards Glen Willow. There's an area along the railroad where there was some riprap. Somebody put riprap in there at one time to hold that bank in, and it's still there. I've got a video of it. I sent this already off to Keith and to the mayor, I believe today, and Keith responded to me already. But we've got another section just past there that is completely all eroded, and you could see the rails of the track just about at the end of this bank of the creek. So that's going to be coming up. It's not our responsibility, but I think it's going to be the
You
railroad.
sent that to Amy also, didn't you?
You know what? I don't know if I copied her on that. I probably should have, and I will, unless you want to forward that. But
Yeah, I can contact her about it.
well, maybe I did send it to Amy. Whatever, whoever I sent it to. But
Okay.
yeah, I did send it along already. So I think that's something that we're going to hear about, because that's otherwise we're going to have some tracks in the water, and we're going to have trains probably stuck across Glenwood for a long time. So yeah, hopefully we can get to the bottom of that and get the proper agency involved and get that taken care of as well. All right, anybody else miscellaneous? What's that? I don't know, do we have time for a executive session now, or do you need longer?
We can do it now.
We can?
Yeah.
You guys okay with that? Everybody okay with that? All right, then I'm going to go ahead. You want to make a motion? Make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we enter into executive session now
To discuss.
to discuss matters pertinent to Ohio Revised Code
There you go.
121.22G1 personnel.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bellin seconds. Any discussion? Shannon, call the roll.
Mr. Post?
Yes.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mr. Fury?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Scafidi?
Yes. All right, we will go into executive session, and we will return, I assure you, by 7:30.